let's see. Are we back up? We're back up. Sorry about that, guys. I think I have the resolution problem squared away. So we should be good for round 2. Awesome. Hopefully you guys can still hear me out there, as well as see me. Sorry about that, guys. Round 2 should be a whole lot better. I'll update the scoreboard because I know some of you out there are very adamant about scoreboards being up to date. Sure that. Alright guys, bear with me one moment while I kind of square this away. All right. Well, we're going to go back to the briefing screen and we will sit. All right. I would switch back to the talk show, but I think that's causing some problems. So we're going to sit here right now and just kind of hang out as we wait for these teams to get back into action. So, what did you guys think? Anything interesting observations from? I know it was difficult to see a lot of what was going on there, but any observations in the way 51st came out in comparison to the way Chinese Vessel came out? I honestly thought the formation tactics that 51st were using and that was really going to benefit them, and it just ended up not being the case. It seemed like Chinese Festival had a plan in place, although difficult for me to pick up on what that may have been, but they seem to have executed it quite well as they systematically picked off the members of the 51st throughout that first round. So we'll see what happens in round 2. That, you know, what changes get made by the leaders on both sides here to make Chinese Festival, you know, keep doing what they're doing the way they're doing it, and maybe a change in tactic on 51st, or maybe it's just a matter of them executing what their initial tactics were a little bit better. Probably a combination of the two. Yeah, that was strange. I was not expecting that. Chinese Festival certainly coming out with an upset in round 1 there. Cool. And we can kill the music right now until we get this party started again. All right. Sorry about that. Gonna happen one more time. There we go. Okay, that should be good. Oh no, apparently it's gonna keep doing that. I don't believe CNF lost the plane. No, I don't believe so. I was struggling to kind of keep things together there on my end with the technical problems I was having, but from what I could observe, I don't believe they did. That was rather impressive, and at least since I've been watching, one of the few flawless rounds I've seen by a squad. I can't touch that thing without it doing that. Let's go. All right, that hopefully has fixed that. Yeah, I think you're going to see 51st need to make some tactics changes in order to kind of counter whatever Chinese Festival was doing there. They seem to be really only sending one plane up to go up and engage at one time. I unfortunately we just didn't get a chance to center in on a lot of that action in that first round, so I can't break down exactly what they were doing as much as I'd like to right now, but hopefully we'll get that changed here in round 2. You know, I'm not quite sure. I would love to be a fly on the wall on that radio channel and hear the comms going on there. Oh, nice. He's got that working now. Yeah, the Nightbot does not seem to like this. All right, folks. And it looks like we are getting the planes warmed up here, and we'll get in and get some different shots now, which hopefully y'all should be able to see a whole lot better this time. All right. Well, at least 3 Eagles coming out for CNF on this next one. Three Eagles and 3 flankers, so it looks like for... All right, everybody. This is looking pretty good. How's the quality on the pixels looking? Everything better now as far as when I get in down and dirty on some of these planes here? If so, we'll certainly keep a lot more of that going on. I still got to kind of get my bearings when trying to give you guys a good view of the action while still being able to talk about it. I think Moltar does a very good job of being able to do that simultaneously. So hopefully we can give you guys some quality breakdown of what you're seeing. Awesome, awesome. No audio apart from me. All right, let's see if we can't fix that. So you guys aren't hearing the jets right now? Audio is definitely working. I'm not sure why you guys aren't getting sound. Alright, is that better? We're getting a little bit of game audio now? Let me know, guys. Not quite sure. I don't know why we're not getting game audio. I'm not sure, guys. Better now? How's everybody else doing? Yeah, I don't know what would have caused it to just stop like that, though. How's that? Any better, guys? It looks like they're starting to... I could not tell you where this double feedback is coming from. Alright, well, we'll try to do this as best we can. Is that any better now? Okay, good. Well, do the best we can with what we got here. And it looks like round 2 is underway. We have a 3 flight from CNF taking off, and then the second 3 flight in tow, not far behind. And it looks like 2 3 flights from 51st. I think there's a variance in the weaponry they fire half-inch. I'm not very versed on the red aircraft though, so I don't want to answer incorrectly there. All right, let's get the music back going. Okay. Interesting. That would be a nice addition to the J11. Still staying 2 and 2 3 flights for CNF, similar to their first round tactics, looking like they are about 5.5 apart. 2-3 flights for 51st, staying relatively close with maybe a quarter mile, if that. About a half mile. Interesting, folks. Interesting. All right, guys, here we go again. I'm going to be curious to see what 51st does with these two groups. Are we going to see a significant split at some point? How is that their group can interact with that back group from CNF? And let's see who is in the lead group. Looks like we got 405. Let me click on that one. There we go. I'm going to click it, guys. I'm going to get it. And then actually read it. There we go. 101. And 909 with 707 and the like in the second group of 3. Interesting paths here and headings for both of these groups. Oh yeah, I guess that would make life a little bit easier now, wouldn't it, Microvax? I was just afraid to clutter things up, but you know what? That does make life a whole lot easier. All right. Both squads approaching bullseye now. We're getting closer to the moment of intensity here, and hopefully these guys start the show. Now, it seemed like it took a little bit for them to get, you know, into the action on the last round, but once it started, it seemed like it started going from there. Looks like a little bit more separation. Yeah, a lot more separation. 3 times as much distance now than the last time we checked on those two groups from CNF. See how that plays into things. This first 3 group is certainly okay, and it looks like we have a significant spread coming from 51st now, with Tech and Slutcher circling back, and then Yaga, Moltar, Frosty, and X-Man pushing up in a decent, almost front line formation. All right, get ready here. 30,000 feet for 51st for the most part, with CNF at least 909 in and around 40. Top down view here, and it looks like we have some spreading out going on now by CNF. So here we go, folks. Combat spread both groups about now looking like, yeah, still about 15 miles apart. And it seems as if 51st has done some similar maneuvering, but yet are in 3-2 flights instead of 2-3 flights spread out in the way they are. But it seems as if we're going to get a collision here in a matter of moments. 405 and Yaga. And Yaga got a shot out now on 405. We'll see what Moltar does as well. It looks like we got a decent 2-on-1 scenario here just near the coast. Oh, looks like we might have a little lag in there. 101 now. R27. Decent amount of momentum, but it does look like 405 is going to have what he needs to outrun that. 405, 101, now cold, with Yaga and Moltar turning to the north. Here we go, shots out from it. Looks like X-Men and Frosty on 909, but it does appear as if he's going to have the momentum to get away from that. All right, first shots out of round 2. It seems like the initial attackers are, which we'll get some music switched up there. The initial attackers now are cold with the QRF planes coming in hot. So it looks like we're going to see another 3v3 engagement from the back planes. I have to agree, microfacts. The Nightbot is bloody right now. There's no doubt about it. He's not happy about it. All right, 801, 707, and 505 hot coming at Slutcher, Tech. And that's, yeah, Slutcher and Tech. Slutcher looking like he's got an R27 out on what I can assume to be 801, with Tech now circling back cold from the fight. All right, guys, we are underway here. There's some flares out of 505. Let's see what he's got on him. Let's see if we can't get an eye on where the next fight's going to be. Okay. Both squads have seemed to circle back to regroup now, and it looks like we're poised for another merge in a short amount of time here. Although here we go. These two have seemed to regroup down out over the water. We'll see if we can't, if 51st can't get in between there and drive a wedge and split that main group up from those two down there. Let's go to Moltar and see what things are looking like from his angle here. All right. And here we go. Shot out from 101. Aim 120 on Moltar. And it looks like they're going to be able to outrun those missiles. All right, we got ourselves an old-fashioned fight here. It seems as if tactics and formations from both teams are working as intended right now. Hasn't resulted in a kill yet, but it does seem as if they're getting what they want to do in place and just now starting to work that strategy in against each other, which is always nice to see when both teams can kind of get set up seemingly the way they want to and duke it out from there. And that to me that's quality stuff. Looks like two football teams lined up on the line of scrimmage here. X-Man and Frosty now pushing in pretty hard with Tech down to the south of them, poised for an engagement with 801 here. Shot out from 707 at Tech. It's got momentum, but he has turned cold to it and looks like he's going to be able to outrun that. Still no kills here. Is all sides even at 6 fighters apiece. But shot out from X-Man, and one of these 3 fighters put out an aim 7. But it does not look like it's going to have what it takes. However, this R27 is tracking pretty good. Although it looks like it's headed at 909 and not going to make contact. And it looks like we've split this up into a southern group of 3 versus 3 and a northern group of 3 versus 3. At least the way it's shaping up on for me right now. See what happens. We got 2 fighters hot coming at 405 right now with Yaga and Moltar to the south, and all 3 fighters for 51st are now cold, along with CNF being cold as well in the north fight. Oh, see, thank you. I didn't. There we go. Appreciate that. I knew there was a way. I just was not doing it right. All right. All right. Well, still evened up here. Had a few missiles shot out so far. Wouldn't say a lot. 505 and 801 now hot back on 51st with 3 fighters moving up to engage them. CNF is going to need to circle some guys back quickly here because the 505 and 801 certainly outnumbered right now, with Yaga down in the south pinning those other 2 fighters back, I would have to assume, for being able to assist. Although 801 putting out a shot on Yaga and now turning cold himself. We'll see what those 3 to the north can do in response to that. Doesn't look like they have the distance for a shot to do anything besides turning back, which they're already doing. So smart move there. And it looks like Yaga is now outrunning that R27, and he may start his turn back out to the water to keep those 2 CNF fighters engaged out over the Black Sea. All right. Shot out from Tech at CNF 707. He is cruising right now, down low over the water. And it looks like he's going to be all right. Shot out from both Tech and 101. doesn't look like there's enough momentum on either end there to make anything happen with those shots. All right, all of 51st now cold, except for actually 3 fighters now coming back hot. Slutcher, X-Man, and Frosty. Ooh, Frosty looks like we had a disconnect. We'll see how that factors into the match here. Hopefully he can get back in and get himself airborne there to be a factor in it. And it looks like 3 of the 6 CNF fighters now back hot on 51st. 801, 405, and 505 moving in. Looking to take on Slutcher, X-Man. Yeah, Slutcher and X-Man, the only 2 hot fighters for 51st right now. The other 2 headed back to circle around. I can imagine this is to compensate for the loss of the man due to the disconnect. I'm not sure, Longbow. I'll have to ask Moltar that. I would assume it's just to make things a little easier as far as the competition goes and have, you know, 2 or 3 aircraft to choose from. And I believe the 33 is really just a naval version, correct? I'm not sure what other differences aside from the folding wings and the hook, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not super familiar with the red aircraft, so not my cup of tea or specialty. Yeah, sorry guys, scoreboard is having some malfunction errors along with everything else I'm trying to do today, so part of me there, I'll work on that in between the rounds and try to get that squared away for you. Alright, and it looks like 2 shots out from the 51st guys. 2 R27s right now tracking. One's coming for 101, the other one looking like it was headed at 505, but it seemed to be intercepted by the terrain. Shots out everywhere here, but 505 not looking like he's gonna. Ooh, just barely missed that one. Okay, he's still got shots on him. Doing what he can to outrun that. All right. Yeah, Tricky, watch out. That Nightbot gonna get you. It's been pissed off at everybody this morning. Alrighty. Looks like a group of 4 circling to the north for 51st. And still no sign of Frosty after that disconnect. So it looks like 51st will be down a man without actually giving up a kill here. 405 looks like he's trying to push Yaga right now. We'll see if he can get in close enough to get a shot off. And here we go. Tech with a R77 shot out on. Looks to be 101, but I don't think we're going to get in tight enough for that to be a factor. Alrighty. And another R27 out along with a 120 from 101. We'll see if Slutcher, that thing's moving pretty good. We'll see if he sees it and can defend in time. looking good there. I don't know why. I get the feeling, guys, we're going to see some gun action right now. I don't know. I know I say this a lot. I say it a lot, but I really feel like we're going to see that here, although who knows? This could end in a matter of 10 seconds, but it's certainly showing signs that we're going to see things get dragged down to a knife fight here. Bot versus bot warfare. It's that bot on bot crime in it. R27 tracking X-Man right now, but it doesn't look like that's got the momentum to be able to make it happen. So we are still 5 on 6 due to the disconnect by Frosty for 51st. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Is getting a round timer in there. I'll talk with Moltar about that. Hopefully, I can get the scoreboard working. Why that crashed? Oh wow! Still a bit of fuel left for Moltar there. Yours reporting he has about 52 kilograms of fuel left. Oh, it's a good call, Kami. If someone's got the link for that, throw it in the chat. That would be great. And here we go, 101, ripping a shot on Tech. It's got a lot of momentum, but it looks like there is some terrain blocking there. I don't think that's going to be able to get in tight enough. Yeah, in these mountains, things are getting a little dicey. Guys using the terrain to shield themselves from a lot of these shots. Nightbot, the most hated bot on Twitch. Well, I shouldn't say that. One of. 801 with a shot out on Tech, who is retreating, and it looks like he's going to have the terrain to use to shield himself there, unless that missile's got too much of a downward angle, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Do nothing. Oh man. All right, still looking good here, folks. Still no reconnect by Frosty, so they're going to remain a man down here. We'll see how that factors in at the end of this contest. X-Men, he's got a 120 out on him. Trying to get away, and it looks like he will. .405's got one on him, but it doesn't look like that is going to be enough to do any damage. And here's some shots out on 101, and he is looking still. And in open area, that could be trouble for him. And there we go, the first kill of the round. 101 going down. That's going to be it for him on this round. So now we've evened things out again with 51st making that kill. Their first kill of the matchup. An R27 out now on what looks like Slutcher. Get the feeling he's going to be able to escape this, but I'm not sure. We'll come in and check out the view here. All right, looking good there. And that was Slutcher who scored that kill to start things off. And it looks like we have both teams reset, but X-Man ripping a shot at 505, pushing him back a little bit more. Yaga seems to be pushing head on right now with 405. It certainly looks like we're going to get a shot here. He is dumping those flares, trying to get back. And I believe we saw that thing just go pitbull, possibly. And it seems like he's going to get away. Oh, nope, that was an R20, R77. Pardon me there. All right. And 51st now with 3 fighters cold, 2 fighters hot, in comparison to CNF with 3 cold, 2 hot. And Moltar and 505 seem to be on a destiny for a merge, along with, I think 707 just realized he was heading into a fight he probably wasn't going to win, and he has headed back with 405 seemingly coming in to help him out, along with 801. Right, here we go. Into the final throes of this. Shot out from 801 on X-Man. We'll see where this lands. It's got momentum. Looks like he's going to be able to outrun, though. Not a lot of missiles sitting on these rails, guys. Getting down into the depths of this one. Moltar and 505 seem to be destined for a matchup up here. No, I wouldn't blame Moltar. That's me. It's 1-0 currently, 51st, and I'm going to fix that after this round, so give me a moment there. I'm sorry, it's 1-0 CNF, pardon me. 51st did lose the first one. Here we go, shot out on Moltar. And Moltar goes down with a shot out from 505. So here we are with 5 CNF fighters to 4 51st fighters, and Tech is in it right here. He's got some terrain to use. We'll see if that's enough. Another one out on him. He is certainly having to put everything he's got into this, and it seems as if he evaded. Tech now being chased by what looks like 5 aircraft at this point. He certainly could use some help from Slutcher. 4 aircraft out with a shot out. That one's going to rip into a mountain. Another shot out on somebody there. Let's see where that goes. Nowhere. Oh, there we go. And Tech goes down with a shot out from 505. An R27 tracking from either Yaga or X-Man, but not going to have enough. Well, it's a 5-on-3 now for the CNF squad over 51st. We'll see what 51st can do to maybe thin the advantage out here. Strong one on X-Man. Doesn't look like he's going to have enough to get away from that. And no, sir, he is down. So it is now 4-on-2 or 5-on-2. Did they send somebody back already? Negative. Looking like 4. Did we lose There we go. And it seemed like Yaga is taken out one of the CNF fighters. So now it's a 4-on-2 matchup. Let's go into Yaga here and see. Guy looks like he's holding the knife with 2 hands, fighting 4 guys. There we go. Shot out by Yaga with a shot in on him. Does he have enough to get away? Just barely misses it. And oh, and then he's clipped not far after that. And was that it, folks? Was that all? Nope. Slutcher's still alive up here, taking on 4, and he's got a shot out on him. We'll see if he's got enough to get away from this one and hopefully try to get himself a kill here and inch his way back into it. But he's got a road ahead of him if he expects on coming out of this with the victory for the squad. Curious if he's got the fuel to even make this happen. I'd be inclined to say no. Slutcher now circling around, seemingly just delaying the inevitable here with 4 fighters. If I was CNF, I'd be sending somebody back at this point. It seems like you got the round in the bag. Might as well not waste any more fuel hanging out over the X here. Slutcher taking things back up to the north. I'm going to hope he's got the fuel to execute what he's trying to here. He may be just doing what he can to get himself some shots off before the inevitable. But 1v4, not unheard of, but certainly not with probably the ordnance he has left. Let's check out what's on those rails there. 4 shots left. Theoretically, he's got enough to do it, plus some guns in the tank. Actually, pardon me, 5 shots left. He's got enough to do this, folks. The question is does he have the gas to pick these guys off the way he needs to make this happen? I just don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think Slutcher's got a shot at making this happen, or do you think CNF has got this thing in the bag at this point? I mean, you have to think, excuse me, the fuel is going to be a factor right now. 10 feet off the ground, full burner, 0 chance. Comey coming in with a 0% chance of victory for 51st and Slutcher in this one. It is very slim. I would agree with all of those comments at this point. And he certainly has them pushing on him. They seem to be holding back, kind of maybe being a little reserve on fuel right now. He is low, though, so he is burning it. There's no doubt about it. Off gunshots, them headshots on everyone. Yeah, too much time to regroup. They have their strategy together now, and you get the feeling as if there's a gang chasing somebody running down an alley here, and he's about to get to the end of that alley. It seems as if they're keeping the spacing here, going to send one in at a time possibly to deal with him, with maybe another one trailing to cover him, which I would assume is a smart thing to do. I still, with 4 guys left on the table, I'd have sent one back at this point if that's a reality in this whole thing. But it looks like we have Slutcher and 505 on opposite sides of a hill from one another. I'm curious if this is just the GCIs not being able to see where the other is. Although it looks like 505 has sniffed him out. And, yep, there he is coming around that ridge line there. Circling in. He needs to be hugging that mountain face as best he can. Well, I don't know why I'm turning my damn head like I'm making the thing look. DCS moments. Top-down view. Yeah, 505 is in pursuit. Curious why those other 2 aren't on a intercept pattern. I mean, yeah, I was going to say low RPMs. He's low speed right now, trying to conserve what little fuel he probably has left. Oop. And it looked like somebody got a shot off. 505 ended up getting the shot off on him. And there we go, folks. Round 2 goes to CNF, and it would appear as if 51st has taken their first loss of the year. However, it does not. I don't think it's really going to affect much coming into the playoffs here. They have a pretty clear lead over the group. All right, let me get this scoreboard up and get you guys happy there if I can even make that happen. Well, get the victory music on. Let the camera sit on 505 for that game winner there. Nubs. All right, guys. That was pretty damn good. Let's figure out where that scoreboard app is. There it is. All right, pardon me for a moment while I get this squared away. Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that. Getting an error with it. Sorry about that, guys. Scoreboard is going to have to remain the way it is. Alright, let me bring the chat back up there. Well, definitely saw an interesting matchup. Yellow. Best of 5 can take forever. Yeah, that was certainly an interesting one. Oh, there we go. 1 second. Hey, how you doing? Alrighty. Well, folks, certainly had an interesting matchup this week. I think saw some things that we didn't really expect to see. Definitely saw some interesting action. I think we didn't get to see the gunfights that I always like to kind of see towards the end there, but we definitely had some action with Sletcher having to kind of run out there through that end of that second round. But definitely an interesting week. However, The loss, as tough as it might be for 51st, not going to affect them in the standings too much. They still seemingly are going to come into the playoffs in first place, barring, I believe, some sort of massive shift, which I don't think we're going to see. So definitely going to be interesting, though, as we finish out the season here. Teams getting in position to do something in the playoffs. Oh, yeah, let's get the victory music on there. Sorry, I should still be going. And sorry about the technical difficulties this week, guys. This is the first time I've been kind of hosting things by myself, and definitely did not go as planned in some regards. So I think we're going to be seeing some more of that throughout the playoffs as Moltar's flying. So hopefully we'll get that kind of squared away and hammered out a little bit better, so we don't have the issues that we experienced this morning. All right, guys, I don't think we have any interviews this week, so definitely check back in throughout the week. I'm going to try to post out some highlights and some clips of this. We'll try to share that. And next week's matchup is going to put, let's see, who do we have next week? Next week, we're going to have InSky versus the Reservoirs Elite, and I believe this could be a matchup that's important for playoff seeding. So Reservoirs Elite coming in with 9 points, and InSky, I believe, with 7 points. So yes, this is an important matchup next week for Group B, with InSky and Reservoirs Elite being only separated by 2 points and one win and one loss in the standings. So definitely check in next week, as you're going to see some teams trying to get in better position or not lose position for the playoffs. So it should be good. And as always, thank you for tuning in, checking things out this week. Make sure you guys are smashing that follow button, and I will catch you all next week. Have yourself a good one, and I am out of here. See ya!